Hi everyone, my name is Melissa van Dijk, and in today's video I want to talk about K-beauty and the illusions that come with it, because what's being shown online just doesn't fit into real life. And I want to walk you through what I think are the 4 biggest parts of that illusion, so that you know what's really going on behind this whole skincare culture. Okay, so let's start with number 1, which I like to call the indoor influencer skin illusion. It's this idea that the faces you see online live in the same world as the rest of us, but they don't. Most of these influencers spend their days inside, under soft lighting, with all the time in the world to film. They even hold castings now to find people who already have flawless skin, so the products look like they're performing miracles. Then they redo clips, change the angle, add filters, smooth out every pore, and still call it natural. They can take an hour to do their skincare routine because that's literally part of their job. And there's nothing wrong with doing your job, but I think here it's a bit different. Because that version of skin, the one that only exists under those perfect conditions, gets sold as a standard that ordinary people expect to live up to. But the thing is, real skin doesn't live in constant studio light, and it can't be edited in real life. I wish it could, but it can't. Real skin goes outside. We walk, we exercise, we go to work or school, we study, we deal with stress, pollution, sunlight, and probably not enough sleep or poor sleep because we're so worried about everything happening around us. And all of that affects how we look. That's normal and that's life. But what you see online in these videos isn't life, and it's definitely not advice. It's like a parallel universe, a fictional lifestyle being pushed through algorithms and sold to you as skincare. It's something you can't actually achieve in real life. Now, number 2 is what I like to call perfection maintenance. It's those long routines you see online, the ones with 8, 9 or 10 steps that just aren't built for real life. They're made to show off as many products as possible to make the skin look beautiful so you'll want to buy them. And look, I'm the last person to complain about someone selling a lot of products to make money, because that's a good thing. Making money isn't the issue. Misleading people while doing it is. And what this really does is sell you the idea of perfection, something you can never actually reach or maintain by using these products. So it's not about caring for your skin, it's purely about marketing a lifestyle without you even realizing it. And if that wasn't enough, those layers of hydration can do more harm than good. At some point, your skin just can't cope anymore. All those layers can overwhelm your skin barrier, leaving it irritated or damaged. So if you've never had skin problems before, now you probably will. And yes, these products are marketed to be gentle. And to be fair, many of these Korean products have a much better approach than those we produce in the West. But this completely becomes irrelevant when you layer 7, 8, 9 or even 10 of them one after the other. That's just way too much. And these routines don't work outside a perfect environment either. If you're working or even just walking around, you sweat, your skin moves, it's exposed to heat, wind and humidity. It doesn't feel comfortable and it doesn't last. That's not real life. That's a bubble created to make you buy more, making them richer and you poorer based on misleading information. Which is what sucks, and that's why I'm against this. And I also don't want to take away anyone's joy, because some of these routines can feel relaxing, like self-care. But in reality, they're just keeping the illusion alive. You think you're investing in yourself, but what's actually happening is that the routine becomes a kind of dependency. You start believing your skin can't function without constant products, when it's actually the overuse that causes the issues. So the products meant to fix your skin are more often than not the same ones keeping it sensitive, dry or unbalanced. And that's why it never ends. Now, number 3 on my list is economic manipulation. This one is really sneaky because it plays with guilt. It makes you feel like if you can't afford all those products or don't have the time for those long routines, you're not taking care of yourself. But that's not true. That's emotional marketing. It sells guilt and calls it empowerment. You start thinking maybe you just need to try harder, when in reality, the system is built to keep you chasing. It keeps you buying, comparing, and believing that your skin is never enough. And this goes deeper than just money. It affects how you see yourself. It creates insecurity and self-doubt that can turn into real psychological harm. Because when you're constantly told you're not doing enough, it's exhausting. You start connecting your worth with how your skin looks, and that's where it becomes dangerous. That's not self-care, that's emotional manipulation hidden as beauty. And finally, number 4 is the dermatology reality check. Now, when you look at this from a dermatological perspective and what has actually been proven to support healthy skin, the truth is simple. You don't need 10 steps. You don't need a shelf full of products. You just need sunscreen when you're outside for longer periods, especially when you can't protect your skin in other ways, because it helps shield your skin from UV damage, so it makes sense to use it. Maybe you also need a cleanser to take it off in the evening, and I would suggest a well-formulated balm cleanser for that, because it's the gentlest option. A moisturizer can also be helpful in certain situations, especially if you live in a cold or dry climate. Not always, but on days when the weather is harsh and your skin could use a bit of extra support. You can also use an active ingredient to target a specific concern, but remember, that's not the solution. It's just support for your skin while you figure out what's really causing the issue, like I explained in my video yesterday, which you can check out in the top right corner. Now, to sum it all up, healthy skin isn't created through perfection. It's maintained through dietary and environmental balance. So next time you see someone online with that perfect glass skin, remember, you're not looking at reality. You're looking at lighting, editing, and marketing. You're looking at an illusion that was never built for people who have to get up, go to work, study, or simply live their day. And your skin doesn't need to look perfect to be healthy. It just needs you to live your life, not perform it. Take care of yourself, not just your skin. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.